All right, welcome back everybody to another edition of Dollar Bin Digging. This is the video and article that I do for comicbookinvest.com, basically every Friday, where I've given you some ideas of some books you should be looking for when you're digging in those cheap boxes and those dollar bins. Hopefully you're liking the content that we're putting out here. If you do, please like, subscribe, hit the alert button so you don't miss any of the content that's dropping at least daily, if not more than once a day. And keep an eye out this weekend because I'm announcing another giveaway as I hit 700 subscribers. Finally, getting to 7. So I got another giveaway to announce to you guys, and hopefully you are enjoying all of this content and all this free stuff. And let's just keep it rolling and keep moving towards 1,000. As I said, every 100 mile marker that I hit, I'm going to do another giveaway. So this week we are looking at Doctor Strange. I don't know. I'm seeing some rumors of some books hitting the solicitations of what's coming, and yeah, so it's got me thinking about Doctor Strange and what are some Doctor Strange books that you could be looking for. So if you're interested in seeing what books I want to talk about this week, just hang up for 1 second. We'll be right back. All right, so as I noted, Doctor Strange is our topic for this week. And there's a few books that you might want to be keeping an eye out for. As I noted at the outset, what I was doing was I was looking ahead at the solicitations coming in a few months, and it looks like we are getting the death of Doctor Strange. So I know that's kind of a weird idea that they're going to kill him off in the comics when his second movie is going to be dropping, I think, next spring or next March, thereabout sometime. I don't know, seems like an odd choice, but hey, who knows? It's comic books. Deaths don't really mean much at all. So maybe he dies, maybe he doesn't. Regardless, it just has me thinking of, what might come after this? Like, what is this story? What is the purpose of this story? What are they trying to build towards with the death of Doctor Strange? And the only thing that I can really think of is that we're going to be looking for another Doctor Strange, right? Another Sorcerer Supreme is really the end result of what this storyline could possibly be. The whole point of it, I don't think, is to kill off Stephen Strange so much as they want to put somebody else in the mantle of Sorcerer Supreme. So there are plenty of likely suspects that we can look at here, and just to get a couple off, out of right off the bat that I'm not picking because I just don't think they're likely in this case. And the first being, Scarlet Witch. Not to spoil, things, but if you're reading current comic books, you'll see why this probably doesn't make a lot of sense, given the storylines that you're telling right now in like X Factor and whatnot. So Scarlet Witch is probably not going to be the one taking over, even though she is going to play a main role in the movie. Movies and comics, they don't always align, so don't use that as your as your gauge of what's going on in the comics, what's happened in the movies, because that's not always the case. In fact, it rarely is the case. So I put this one out of your mind. I don't think it's going to be Wanda. So we could just put her aside for right now. And to that end, I also don't think they're going to go the whole X-Men route and go with magic either. Just don't see it. And I mean, she already is basically the Sorcerer Supreme of Limbo. It's another dimension, but yeah, I just don't see them doing that and bringing her in to be the Sorcerer Supreme in the proper Marvel universe. So I got a couple of ideas just to throw out there, just some books just we should talk about while we're discussing this topic or thinking about this topic. And the first being, this isn't the first time we've seen him give up the mantle. If you go back to that run of New Avengers, I think it's like 51 to 54, he basically gives up the mantle, and then we have to find a new, Sorcerer Supreme at that time. So they ran through all these, likely suspects before. And, it was a pretty great little story. It was a lot of fun. There's during that Dark Reign time. This was, after Secret Invasion and whatnot. I don't think this is something they're really going to build towards in the movies per se, but I don't know, just a fun little storyline. And as you know, at the end of that, Brother Voodoo basically took over as the Sorcerer Supreme during that run. I think in that issue number 53 was the one where he, I think, came to take up the mantle of the new Sorcerer Supreme for Stephen Strange. So it was an interesting little ride there for a while. And there's that Brother Voodoo miniseries, like 5 issues, also worth keeping an eye out for when you're digging in those boxes. But this new Avengers run, as I said, from 51 to 54, it's a fun little story. It's only 4 issues. They're out there. You can scoop these up in those dollar bins. So you just want to read kind of interesting again, this won't really tie into the death of Stephen Strange, but it's just the idea of this happening before. So that's why I think it's kind of a nice little tie-in, a nice little thing to keep a lookout for while you're out there, digging in those cheap boxes. So who else are we thinking about? This is actually an expensive book. I didn't realize how expensive this book has gotten. I got it sitting right here next to me over these last few months, just not paying attention. But this Doctor Strange and the Sorcerers Supreme #1, it's gotten a little bit pricey. Like, this is hitting like 30, 40 bucks, like raw out there. And there's a number of different covers for it, to be sure. But this book features the first appearance of Kushala. I don't know if I'm saying her name right. She's an Apache Ghost Rider, basically, who eventually becomes the Sorcerer Supreme of like the 1800s. I think it's like 1870 or thereabouts. And then she gets brought into the modern era by Merlin to join Doctor Strange in this Sorcerer Supreme as they go to fight this. I think the Forgotten, I think, was the villains. It's been a while since I read this run, so my memory's a little bit hazy, but definitely an interesting character to keep an eye on. And like I said, I had no idea that this book got that pricey on us. Just wasn't paying attention. So if you can scoop one up in those cheap bins, definitely keep an eye out for it, because it has been doing well for a while now, apparently. And there's also a second print that, how much people love second prints. So keep an eye out for that second print as well. It's got the blue trade dress is the easiest way to tell, apart from the barcode and it's saying second print right by the issue number there on the cover. But yeah, and apart from that, another good one is a pretty cool cover, also featuring this character Kushala, is issue 3. This is a pretty cool cover. I like this. I like the whole split look and the floating. It's definitely a cool cover. But inside as well, as I think we get to see a little bit more of this Demon Rider, to see that she is the spirit of vengeance for that time back in the late 1800s, and what she can basically do. And yeah, and she is the Sorcerer Supreme from then, brought to present day, again, by Merlin. Definitely interesting little storyline. Both books are kind of tough to find because, again, like I said, they got pricey on me, and I didn't realize that they had. I should have been keeping an eye out for these a while ago. So if you already knew about this, sorry for rehashing something you already knew about. But like I said, it was kind of news to me because I just hadn't been paying attention to Doctor Strange books. So definitely books I'm going to just keep on my radar now as I'm digging in those Doctor Strange boxes. It's not all about when Loki became Sorcerer Supreme. The Sorcerers Supreme series is one to keep an eye on as well. And it was only 12-issue run in total anyway. So I remember it being a fun read, but as I said, it's been a while since I've actually read it. But that's it. We're going to move on from her as a possibility of taking over the mantle, because I don't know, time travel, gets a little bit timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly. Could be difficult, but another fun one to kind of consider, and just kind of throw a nice little what-if book out there for you. And, we got a what-if series coming still to Disney+, but what if Doctor Doom became Sorcerer Supreme? We know in that New Avengers run, Doctor Strange had said that, he could be Sorcerer Supreme, Doctor Doom. Like, he had what it took to be that Sorcerer Supreme. But yeah, what if? So what if books are always fun. They're always fun to pick up, especially you can find them like this for cheap. And you can sometimes. There's so many different stories. I just usually grab them, and if I pick it up and I read the cover and it's like something seems interesting, just grab it. I mean, it'll be a fun read at the very least. But some of these, they do get interest on the back mark. I mean, you got that Silver Surfer. What if he had the Infinity Gauntlet? And we're not even talk about Lady Thor and that original run. What if? But what if books are definitely interesting. Conan coming to present day. Conan fighting Wolverine. A lot of fun stories have happened in the what if books, and some are definitely worth scooping up. And again, this one's super cheap still, so it's not going to make you a ton of money or anything like that. I'm just saying, hey, keep an eye out for it, because it's just kind of a little fun thing to pick up if you could find it. So that what if, it's issue 52 actually of that Marvel run. What if Doctor Doom became Sorcerer Supreme? Issue number 52. And that is a case where we did see Doctor Doom being Sorcerer Supreme, but it's not the only time we've ever seen him be Sorcerer Supreme. We've also had a futuristic version in that Thor run. I think it was more like the King Thor run, where we had old Thor in issue 5, and we at the end of that issue had seen that Doctor Doom had become Sorcerer Supreme, as well as Iron Fist and the Star Brand and the Spirit of Vengeance. Like, he basically collected all of these mantles all upon himself and became this mega being, because that's what Doom likes to do. Doom likes power. And this is just a fun little tidbit, fun little story. So yeah, it's a cool little thing to pick up and something to check out. But what else can we think about with Doctor Doom that I think is kind of interesting is that he was, he was a Fantastic Four villain. He was the, the yin and yang to Reed Richards. He was the bad guy, the evil version, the evil mastermind, the evil scientist. But it was, as far as I knew at least, in Fantastic Four 67, this is that later run when Mark Waid took over, where he became a sorcerer. Like, he shifted from science and technology over to magic as being his main focus at the time. I think he trained under Morgan Le Fay, and it got into all that magical stuff to kind of add to his repertoire, basically, and as himself as a villain. And I don't know if he'd ever dabbled with magic before this time, but this is the time that I remember it happening and it being like a major part of the story. So this is another one you can find on those cheap boxes, and I think it's worth scooping up just in case, we get some more magical Doctor Doom. And we still don't know what type of Doctor Doom we are going to get once he hits the MCU, which is definitely going to happen at some point. We have to be getting Doom in the MCU. And if we get a Sorcerer Doctor Doom, things like this will be of interest to a lot of collectors out there. But yeah, so this run is, again, the one that I remember. I don't know if it's the very first time he dealt with sorcery and magic, but it's what I recall as being, sorcery and magic. And it's just a cool aspect of him as a character. It definitely adds a lot more to him and makes him more of a formidable foe than just being, well, he's also smart and has technology. He has Doombots and blasters and he wears armor. Magic allows you to do a whole number of things. And you can see him here going after Brother Voodoo when he was Sorcerer Supreme, and you got the Darkhold. There's a lot of things that could get tied into this whole magical aspect of the Marvel Universe, be it comics or in the movies. So I think that is a focus that they're going to be looking at going forward in both arenas. While the storylines may not be one-for-one matches here and there, I think it's just the ideas and concepts of the things they're focusing on are definitely telegraphed here. I mean, we're getting a Darkhold comic coming. We're getting a Kang comic. Like, these may be minis. We're getting a Shang-Chi mini. Like, they are definitely, whether the stories actually tie into what they're doing in the movies, they are just promoting their characters the best way they can, by giving them content, giving them comics, giving them minis, ongoings, whatever they can do. And I think that's a good thing, personally, as long as the stories are good. I hate the throwaway things, but I think they've been doing well when they do things that are a little more self-contained, which is why I think the minis are a good play, because an ongoing can get stale really fast if you don't have a plan. And having a mini, at least somebody who's writing it probably has a story they want to tell. So that being said, those are some of the Doctor Strange books that I immediately thought of first. Like, I might come back to this topic because there's still a lot of other possibilities of magic users in the Marvel Universe that we could talk about. But these are the first couple that kind of came to mind when I was thinking, like, who might Marvel pick to be the next Sorcerer Supreme? Would it be kind of fun, following the death of Doctor Strange, which we are getting in a few months? I don't know. Just kind of fun stuff to me. And hopefully you're enjoying this content too. And tell me what you think in the comments. Tell me who you would like to see as the next Sorcerer Supreme. I'd definitely be interested, either here on this video or over on comicbookinvest.com in the comments section there. Just let's get a dialogue going. Let's have a conversation. This stuff is fun to me. It's a lot more fun when I'm engaged. You guys talk back. Like, it's not just me throwing things at you. I want to hear stuff back from you guys as well. Definitely keeps me going and keep me interested in this stuff. But once again, thank you for stopping by. Hopefully you're enjoying the content. Please like, subscribe, hit that alert button. Tell your friends so we can get some more subscribers for some more giveaways. And keep an eye out for the announcement probably later today, if not Saturday, for the next giveaway for hitting 700 subscribers on my channel. And I'm just going to give away some books. I love giving away books. So that being said, I will see you guys next time.